Hi everyone, it's Cindy from Shenandoah Papercraft, and today I am bringing you it's a vintage accordion journal made out of piano paper, piano roll paper. I've had this roll for, gosh, several years, and I've never known what to do with it, so I thought today's the day I'm going to make something, and this is what I came up with. I wanted it to be kind of music based, so a lot of the things in here are vintage sheet music, vintage ads for musical instruments, and you'll see lots of pretty ladies. This is mostly like 1910s, 1920s. A lot of postcards and ladies cut from vintage magazines and such. So let's get started. This book is kind of tall. It is about 10 inches tall and about 6.5 inches. And what I actually did was, you see this part right here? I'm going to take this lady out of this little pocket first. This part right here is the end of the sheet, the music roll. It was like connected like this. And so I cut several pieces accordion, one long piece, and then I folded it accordion style. And then because there's so many of these little holes, I'm not sure what they call these holes, where the musical notes hit, I backed the entire length that I cut with avocado dyed paper so that it would have a backing underneath it, because this is getting fragile and these little holes are starting to tear. So I did that, and once I folded it accordion style, then I had two sides to decorate. So the cover I made with, again, here's a Miss Ellaline Therese, who looks like an Edwardian actress. Well, 1910s, yeah, probably in the mid 1910s era. It's a postcard, and I put some lace. This is a strip of ruby and pearl Exo's vintage wallpaper strip. You'll see the rest of it inside here, and I put some vintage lace on here. When we open it up, I took vintage sheet music, which had a beautiful pattern around the edges, and I lined the back. Again, that is the piano roll, and then on the inside is avocado dyed paper, and then I put the sheet music on so that the flap is really sturdy. And on here I put one of my grandmother's original 1920s calling cards, and I used it as a pocket. And in that pocket I've got this really pretty vintage playing card. It's the Two of Diamonds. It has this lovely lady playing the piano in her fancy dress. So that would be what I put in that pocket. I fell in love with this lady when I saw her online. I did colorize this, so it was in black and white, and I just added some little pink tones to her, brightened her face up. This sheet music right here is from 1916, and let me tell you, this thing is crumbling like crazy. So what I had to do, it came with some of this vintage tape on it, but when you open it up, I had to add a few more pieces that I made myself, just so it wouldn't break apart every time I turned the page. This is from 1916, and if you turn it this way, it shows new songs that should be in every home, ask for the record, or ask for the piano roll. So it shows you right here, this comes in piano roll. And when you open that up, I was really careful. I didn't want to put too much on here, so I just paper clipped vintage postcard on here. It's an embossed rose with gold leaves on it. I just put a little picture down here of this pretty lady in front of her piano. Now, how I connected this, there's no way I could have sewn this in as like sew it in like a signature, because it's so fragile. If I put a needle through it, that would be the end of it. So what I did was I took medical tape, which is stronger than washi, and it's also pretty see-through. Once you get it down on paper, you can barely see it. And I put it on the outside spine, I guess we would call it. And I took that and I put Fabri-Tac in the crack here, and I literally glued that tape into there. So now we have inserted pages with no sewing. So again, it was medical tape, glue in the crack, and I put that down in there. So that's how I made that inserted page. And this is just beautiful. I love that. On this page, this one's scrapbook paper, the musical notes. And this right here is the cover of a 24 postcard set. And it's dated August 4th, 1915. And it has this old wax seal. It's very worn down. I mean, I can still feel the bumps on it, but it's pretty worn down. So that's a pocket. This picture is from an old, probably late 1910s, early 1920s magazine. And again, it was disintegrating, so I had to mount it really quick onto cardstock so it wouldn't disintegrate any longer. All of the papers, like I said earlier, are backed with avocado dyed paper. That's to keep it from ripping the holes on the other side. You'll see when I turn it over. This page is, again, this is probably an earlier Edwardian era, probably early 1910s postcard that's been colorized of Zena and Phyllis Dare. They were sisters and they were stage actresses. They were very popular in their day. And I have a Sweet Pea postcard, vintage postcard. And then this is an ad from the theater magazine, and it's a Victor all-star performance right in your own home on this genuine Victor Victrola. For only $15, you could have a crank-up record player there. I cut this piece right here out of the front of a vintage sheet music. I just love the lady in her beautiful dress. And here's a silly lady in her fun dress. Looks like it's Happy New Year or something. Dated 1908. Up here is another tiny ad. This is for the Edison Standard Photograph. $20 for this record player right here. On this page, we have more sheet music. Tonight You Belong to Me. I love the colors in this. And this is just an offcut from the bottom, probably, on the inside bottom. And this is a poster. It is not vintage. It's just like a little download I think I had somewhere that I had printed up. And some vintage lace right there. On this page, we have, this is Ruby and Pearl's Roses wallpaper. And I've got a player piano ad right here. And there's a player piano and a self-playing organ. I've never seen a player organ before, so I thought that was pretty cool. This is, I found in my grandparents' paperwork. It's a transatlantic list of passengers from France to New York, 1922. I think this is probably when either my great-grandfather or my grandfather came from France to New York. They would go back and forth all the time. And it's just a passenger list of everybody that was in first class. And then on the back it says French line cabin passenger list. And here's another one of the inserted sheet musics where I put the medical tape down the side, or the back part of it, and glued it into the crack. So it would be like this piece right here. And I just added a vintage postcard. It's written in pencil. There's no date on it. And on the inside is another one of these beautiful ladies that I colorized. These dresses that they had, probably theater dresses, are just gorgeous. And she has these cute little pink flowers on here, so I added some floral trim on there. And in this pocket of pink lace, I put this vintage postcard from 1925. On the back here is spring fashions from 1918. And on the back side here again is another player piano ad. This right here is a list for the piano rolls. So these would sell all these different titles. I've buried half of them under this picture, but just an ad for all the different songs you could buy if you wanted to buy a piano roll. And here's a lady at her piano playing I Love the Ladies. And we flip it over to the back side here, and I just did kind of a collage. Now this is the side that has all the holes in it, so I tried to leave a lot of the pages open so the holes were visible. So I just collaged on the back here another player piano ad. This is Irene Castle. She was a famous dancer along with her husband in the 1910s, 1920s, probably into the 30s. I just used different pieces to collage on there. And then when you open this up, I did another collage over here with some scrapbook paper, another ad for an organ for $25. And this little lady down here, she has another pretty party dress on, and I just took a little pencil and kind of colored in some of the ruffles and things. Here is another inserted with medical tape piece of sheet music. So it would be this one right here. And it's for a waltz. And here's a really pretty rose postcard, no date, but I thought that was really pretty. And this is the back side of the sheet music, which I love the way they decorated these. And again, I left this one pretty basic because I wanted to be able to see, I don't know if you can see it, all the little holes from the sheet music. I don't know what those holes are called. I need to look that up. And this is a picture from an old theater magazine, again with the beautiful dress. And on the back of this, it talks about elastic girdles and corsets, so, and how charming they are. This page is for mothers. I deviated from the theater musical theme because I have an old booklet, and it was Lydia Pinkham's, I don't know, she's trying to hawk some pills that, you know, the wonder pills that you take one and it cures everything. And the booklet was disintegrating, so I mounted it on black paper, and it's still disintegrating on the edges, but I just love this vintage or silhouette picture. And it's mom in the baby carriage and probably nursemaid with the baby. So I made this kind of like a little mother's page. Here is some vintage children. Made that into a pocket. This piece right here was a wrapper. It was like one long thing, and it was wrapped around handkerchiefs or some small gift that you would give to your mother on her birthday or Mother's Day or something. So I just turned it into a pocket, and I've got these cute little baby things. I don't know what it says. It's in German, but you lift it up. I'm sure the baby's behind was in here and somebody took it out. Maybe it was too risque for them to look at. So whatever was under this flap, they took away, so we couldn't see it. And then they wrote their sentiment on it. I can't figure out a date. All I see right here is a little 21. I don't know if that's like the day of the month or the year. I don't know. Oh, no. Okay, so there's that one. And then I have this other little sweet baby. Another vintage postcard. So I put that in here as a pocket. This is just a little baby shower invitation. Had a pretty cameo on it, so I put that on there. A gift for baby. So that was my nod to motherhood there. On this page, is I found this ad with this pretty cameo lady in it with the long, beautiful hair. It talks about candy-coated chewing gum, chiclets in different pretty colors, served at luncheons. And I thought this postcard looked a lot like that lady, so that's why I put her in there. This is Miss Mabel Love, and it's from 1906. I think she's gorgeous. And on this side again, we have another pose from Irene Castle. I think it's the same dress, just a different view. This is part of her photo shoot, I'm sure. And again, this is one more of the sheet music that I put medical tape on the spine and glued that into the crack. Player piano ad on here. And on the inside, this is the cover of a sheet music that I cut out the oval on it. I thought she was pretty. And one more postcard with pansies on it. No date. And I just made a lace pocket here. And then on this side, because they all love you. And I put this pansy birthday greetings card dated, let's see, I think it's 1930. And then this is the cover of sheet music. And this was the name of it, Hiawatha's Melody of Love, and that was up here. It was huge sheet music. So I thought I would keep that because I like that. So that is the accordion. I'm going to see if I can open it up a little bit. I don't know if I have room to show it all, but I can try. So this opens all up like this. And you can turn it over. Oh, see, everything's falling out. My babies fell out. It all opens up this way too now. Oh, here's where my babies went, right in here. So there you have it. A vintage piano roll accordion style journal. I hope you liked that. It was really fun making it. I'll see you all later in the next video. Bye-bye.